Hey everybody, it's Edward Ward, your friendly and knowledgeable neighborhood realtor and the leader of the Ward team. Just like you, I'm spending a lot more time at home. Uh, Two reasons, obviously with what we do, business has been a little bit slower. And secondly, we have three elderly people in our household that the last thing we want to do is get them sick and them having to worry about being sick and fighting for their lives. So, trying to figure out things to do. One of the things that I've come up with is I thought we would do a virtual visit with some of the businesses here in town. So I've reached out to a few people and they have been nice enough to allow me to interview them to give you an idea of who they are, what they're about, and their business and what they offer and what they bring to Georgina. So I hope you find it interesting. We're going to interview as many people as we can. So if you know anybody that has a business here in town and you think that they may be interested in this, just tag them somewhere below in the comments somewhere, and I'll reach out to them and see if this is something that they like to do. So stay safe, stay healthy, sit back and enjoy. Take care, everybody. Okay, so today we are here with Mr. Grant Peckford from the Georgina Arts Center, the executive director of the Georgina Arts Center. Thank you for doing this with me. I really, really appreciate it. First of all, I want to say on a personal note, it's been great getting to know you over the last year and a bit. You're one of the most charismatic, genuine people that I think I've ever come across. And I just want to say thank you for that and being part of my life and Melanie's life. So thank you for everything, honestly. So being the executive director of the Georgina Arts Center, what does that entail exactly?
I am responsible for the day-to-day operations. That includes the facilities, the human resources, fundraising. There really is nothing that happens at the gallery that I shouldn't have my fingers in. The reality is you learn when you've been doing this for as long as I have that your greatest assets are your resources and your resources are your staff. So I try to just do what I do. I'm very much engaged. I want to have an understanding of what everyone's doing. But again, as the face of the agency, and I cringe when I say that, but when you are the executive director or the CEO, you are the face of that agency. And the last thing you want to do is to be caught with your pants down, so to speak, and not understanding what's going on. But you have to let people do what they do. So our curator does what she does. Our administrative assistant has her responsibilities, but ultimately everything lands outside my door.
Right. So you're overseeing everything. You have to understand every facet of what goes on in the business side of it and the center itself. Now, being, I was going to say involved, but I'm not involved, being part of this community in such a way, and I have a lot of different clients and family and friends that are involved in different businesses that touch within the arts. One of the things that I hear on a regular basis is that one of the issues or concerns that a lot of them have is support or money being brought into the fold. Is that something that you see, and is that something that you have to deal with as well?
Every single day. I started in the arts and cultural gig in 1987, and I have watched, with rare exceptions, a continued decrease in support for arts and culture.
Right.
So I have been fundraising my salary for as long as I have been in the not-for-profit, the world of not-for-profit. So yes, the arts are seen to be by a lot of people, and I would say some in our own community, to be a luxury. It's something nice, pictures on the wall, that's very pretty, but what the community doesn't understand is I don't make any money for hanging pictures on the wall. So,
well, I guess if you do it really, really well, right? If you do it well and you have an audience, someone will pay you.
I'm going to get nasty emails and texts for having said that. But um, yeah, everyone wants to see the gallery succeed, but there's no one sitting there writing the checks to pay for it. So that was a very lengthy response to a very simple question, but
No, I mean,
yeah,
sometimes it's the simplest
yeah,
questions are the ones that are most involved for sure. Because there again, I'm a little ignorant of what goes on there. I'm not going to lie. Most people that know me
right,
know that I can barely spell the word art, never mind have any
right.
dealings with it. Just a short story, when my kids were younger, they came and asked me if I could draw them something for a school assignment that they're having some issues with. And so I attempted to make this drawing for them. And I know that the Art Center isn't just about drawings, but they looked at it when I was done. They kind of looked at the paper, looked at me, and went, "That's okay. We'll go ask Melanie." Right? Because I'm horrible at it. So I have honestly been in the Art Center a couple of times because of other events, venues that were being held in there. So it wasn't necessarily for that. I'm not someone that would walk in the door just because. So what would be that magnet or something that would draw somebody to come in there that maybe is a little bit like me, that's really not in the forefront? Or what other things would you do that maybe isn't just visual art paintings that would someone like me could appreciate in
Well, I think first and foremost, Ed, it really is, it's a curiosity. It's a very, very small community. And you would be surprised to know the number of people who have lived in that community for 20, 30 years who didn't even know that the gallery existed. They thought it was still the library of many,
there?
many years. So, yeah, really.
Wow.
Surprises me. Um, but I think in terms of why someone will walk through the door, probably would be curiosity.
Okay.
Um, there's the lake, so we have a lot of summer residences there. So if you've got people coming in for the summer in a rental property or looking for something to do, they would come across the gallery. But I mean, we are, as I alluded to a minute ago, we are so much more than the pretty pictures on the wall. We do have the gallery shop where we sell local artists and artisans pieces.
Right.
So if you're looking for a little something to purchase for Mother's Day, unfortunately we won't be open, but
I was gonna say that one might be a little
yeah,
tough this year.
yes, but definitely for next year. We offer a monthly luncheon um, that is primarily the ladies of the community that come in. We're offering programming camps for children. We're looking at developing some programs for seniors. So why, if you're not an artist, would you come into the gallery? Could be as simple as I've got 15 minutes to kill before I go for lunch, and there it is. So I think when we spoke yesterday and you identified that you didn't have an artistic bone in your body, um, either do I. So I can't draw a straight line. Um, and I've been the face of many, many agencies for many years. So I'm really creative with the 6 hairs and the makeup.
The
But
6 years.
I'm not, well, I mean, now I've got 6 very long
I was going
hairs.
to say
Um,
it's the pandemic due, right? I mean, that's what we're all rocking today.
Exactly. I think I'm going to go back and I'm going to say it's curiosity. If you're walking down High Street and you look at that building, it's an interesting front.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to walk past us to get to the ice cream store. So you might as well just come in and take
Stop
a
in and say
walk.
hi. One of the things you had mentioned when we had spoken previously is that you're looking at getting into, or maybe you already are, and you're just expanding on it into not just, I don't even know if I'm saying this right because I'm not involved in that community, so I don't know if I'm using the proper words, but not just visual art, which I deem to be paintings,
Yeah.
statuettes, that sort of stuff. Would you be
Yeah.
getting into something more along the lines of theater or music or something that way? Is that something that you're involved in now, or looking to expand
Yes.
on?
Yeah, very definitely. When I joined the gallery 2.5 years, they were coming out of a very, very difficult time. And for many, many years, they were very comfortable in doing what they did. And there were more dollars for us to do more than just have exhibitions. So I joined at a very, very difficult time when there was no money, no programming, and we were really kind of cut in a rut. So having spent 17 years working in arts and culture in Toronto, I said to the board, we need to look at arts through the broadest lens. So that moves you out of the pictures on the wall and the sculptures, that takes you to the performing arts, which is theater. And yes, we have got a couple of things lined up. It depends on when the cloud is lifted. But yes, very definitely, we are looking at actually having a stronger focus on the performing arts with a cultural slant through a new relationship we're building with the town of Georgina, because I don't take no for an answer. So I've
That's not
really
a
been,
bad thing.
no, you know, we are mandated to provide arts and cultural programming. There isn't anyone in the community who isn't going to say that the culture side in Georgina is perhaps not as developed as what it should be. So in this partnership that I'm building, because thank God the mayor likes me and supports me, I have an opportunity to come in and have conversations that my predecessor did not. So I'm saying we need to be the Georgina Arts Center, the Georgina Arts and Culture Center.
Right.
So we need to look at what that looks like, and that cannot be just exhibiting the works of local artists. It's got to be more than that. It's got to have live music. We've got to have theater. We've got to access Stephen Leacock Theater. You know, looking at what does culture mean too,
For sure.
because it's something that we're lacking. We're a recreational kind of town,
Well, I
and we
mean,
need to move
that's
past that.
part of what's ingrained in us because of our proximity to Toronto, and
Yes,
we were always kind of that type of a bedroom community. You know, people
yes,
traveled, people came here and bought here because it was cheaper because they couldn't afford south of here. But once they got here and realized what you get here from a community aspect,
mhm,
you know, I've been very fortunate that I was born and raised here. I've seen a lot of transitions. My father was born and raised here. He's seen even more transition from that
yeah,
bedroom community. I mean, it's still there, but we're definitely growing. And when I got together with my beautiful wife, she started exposing me to theater. And it's not
yeah,
something that, you know, it's funny. I enjoyed it a lot when I was younger. I liked being on stage, but I never really watched it, right? It's kind of like
yeah,
with me in sports, I love playing baseball, but I don't like watching it. And I don't play hockey, but I like watching it, right? I'm kind of like that with the theater. I like to be there and be on the stage, but I don't watch it. But in some of the shows that we went to, it really opened my eyes to what I was missing by not attending and not being involved and part of that community. It's a pretty phenomenal community and a lot of great people in there. So with all that being said, what once the doors are opened up again, what do you feel would
mhm.
be the best thing that could happen for the center in getting people involved or opening people's eyes to this expansion, this greater reach, and what would benefit you and the center the most, I guess.
Cold hard cash.
Yeah, and that's fair enough. I mean, I get
I mean,
that.
it's really what it is. I we 2020 was the year of reckoning, if you will, and I was very clear with the board and our membership at our AGM that enough of the same old, and we needed to pull our heads out of our behinds, forgive me,
Yeah.
and really look at something other than the status quo. Anyone who knows me knows I'm a very big personality, and I don't deal well with, well, we've always done it this way, so let's keep doing it.
Right.
Well, if what we were doing was truly successful, as it needs to for us to move forward.
Yeah, and that's the reality of most people and most businesses is you kind of get stuck in that rut. You keep doing the same old, and that's that definition of insanity, right? You're doing the same
Yes,
thing and
yes,
expecting a different
yes.
result. You have to do something different. You have to try something different. You have to broaden those reaches out there to get more people to realize what's going on, what's there for it. What you said a little bit earlier on, that a lot of people that have been here for 20 and 30 years, not knowing that building was there. I'm not that
Mhm.
ignorant of it. I knew it was there. It's just hasn't had a great appeal to me because when I look at something, I guess I'm very black and white in the sense of I see what is there. Where being with my wife, who will look at something and see something that I didn't even take into consideration, and there's this different way of looking at something. It's like, wow, like I wouldn't have thought of that. So, you know, reaching people in a different way, having that broad reach out there, reaching people that aren't necessarily involved in one aspect of it, but may like something else, like myself in the performing arts. I can see how that's definitely going to make a difference and help you guys out in the long run. And 2020 has been a challenge for everybody because nobody anticipates having to be shut down and not being able to do what we normally do. But I know you, and I know how you are with people. And I believe if anybody can do what the vision is that you have, you'll be able to pull that off. You are
Well,
an attraction to many people, and people want to be part of you and help you in a lot of different ways. And I think that's going to benefit everybody.
I, thanks, Ed. I mean, I truly am blessed to have the people around me. I mean, I've been working in the region on and off since 2004, and I've always said no one hired me because I'm a pretty face. So, also too, when you reach this stage of your career, and without question, I'm on that other side. I'm 65 this year, so I've been blessed with the opportunity to begin my career in arts and culture in 1987, and I'm going to end my career in the arts with the gallery. So, from a very selfish perspective, this is going to happen. I am not going to leave this world without having done everything that I possibly can to return the gallery to the jewel of the North, as I have seen printed, in print rather, many times, and flipping through the archives in the gallery. It was the jewel of the North. What happened? Let's bring that back. And you are right. If as long as there's breath in my body, we are going to be seen to be more than pretty pictures on the wall.
Well, if there's anything that, we can do, meaning Melanie and I, just let us
Yep.
know. There's a lot of people out there that I'm sure that are rooting for you, and that if exposed to something like this as well, would be engaged and do that. So I think the direction you want to take, the fuel that you have, the desire that you have, the drive that you have, is going to make a huge difference. And from what I know of you and what I'm seeing, it's going to come to fruition. You're going to get this happening, and it's only going to be the benefit of not just the center, but the community as a whole. So I wish you all the best,
And
and we'll do what we can for you.
thank you. Thank you. And
Uh,
I do I appreciate that, because the energy that I have brings the board of directors, and it's like the team, we all feed off our energy and our passion.
Without a doubt. I mean, that's leadership, right? That's what leadership is all about. It's not dictating what goes on. It's making those around you um, have passion, have a goal, have a light at the end of the tunnel. They have a direction. They have that goal to attain, and you're helping them become better, which ultimately means everybody is better off for it. So, I guess just one last thing from my end of things. I promise that I and we will be more involved with the center and with you and doing what we can. And at any point in time, if there's anything that we can do, we can put out in this format, just in marketing, advertising. We do an awful lot throughout the community. You just let us know, and we will definitely do what we can to help you reach the goals that you have for yourself and for the center.
And thank you. I appreciate that. You have been part of a couple of events at the gallery. You might not know it, but your wife.
Oh, no, I do know it. We do talk about everything that we do.
Okay.
We discuss everything, and sometimes if someone's not sure and sitting on the fence, the other person just follows because they're so adamant about that happening. And that's definitely how my beautiful wife is with the center, but more again, you, the personality, who you are, what you do, how you are with people is the attraction. But there's definitely that culture that you're talking about that I feel
Yes.
that needs to be brought forward, and being part of certain aspects of it for me is intriguing. Other parts, I'm not going to lie to you, are a little mundane and boring for me, but my beautiful wife shows me the light, and and a frying pan upside the head always changes one's opinion, right? So
I will turn you around, sir. I will definitely get you more involved. And yes, I mean, Melanie has been an amazing supporter
yes.
of mine. I mean, I couldn't do Georgina Life unless she mic'd me every show. And certainly it's been truly delightful to have the opportunity to interview you on numerous occasions on Georgina Life. So
That's
thank
another
you for
great
what.
family to be part of. So thank you very much.
Yes, yes, very,
Is
very
there
much.
anything else you want to say, put out there before we end this?
No, I think people who want to walk through the door are going to walk through the door, and I'm really hoping if nothing comes from this exchange that we're having today, it people will be curious, like who is that guy and what's he talking about, and let's go see what this place is all about. So I think once we get you to walk through that door, we gotcha.
Well,
Very
and I agree. That's what it is, right? Any business, it's about getting the people to walk through the door so they can fully understand what it is that is happening there. Because most people have this perception of reality, and that's just unfortunately what it is a perception. Is based upon their beliefs, and until you can walk in and you can speak to somebody that sees things in a different way and can point something out to you a little bit differently, that's how we learn and we grow. And we're looking forward in doing that and helping you with that as well. So thank you again for your time. I really appreciate you taking the time to do this. This time of our history in the world is like nothing else I've ever dealt with. And so doing these types of things has helped me keep a little bit of sanity and not staring at the same four walls and wondering what to do next. So thank you again for your time in doing this for me.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you.
Alrighty, sir. You take care, stay safe, and stay healthy.
Thank you. Likewise.